como fucking Super Saiyajin, peleando con Super Saiyajin, mientras otro Super Saiyajin.
And as the summer continued, we continued to fight the backyard kids. And I remember there was a couple of guys who were pretty good at boxing, but for the most part, we pretty much owned the neighborhood, I guess. Like basically the block that was around there and like another block. There's a bunch of kids on those blocks, and they would come and box with us. And I remember there was this time that we had like fake blood, and we pretended like we were bleeding all out of our mouth and our nose and everything, and we tricked some kids and they thought it was real, and they were terrified of coming to come box with us. They would never even attempt it. That's basically all we did until about probably the beginning of high school. And then at the beginning of high school we fell out of it for a little bit. Probably just like a few months we fell out of it, to be honest. And we had an older friend. He was a boxer, and he actually told us about a karate school that was giving free classes, or like, well, it wasn't a karate school, it was like a after school program for children, and they had karate classes there inside of a boxing gym that were free. Alright, so, and he told us it was pretty cool, we should check it out. And at first I wasn't that into karate. I figured boxing would be like a little bit more realistic, and I could just mix my taekwondo kicks with it. I wanted to see what I could do to like make something really realistic. So I started off with boxing. I started doing boxing classes in that gym. They also had free boxing classes, and every day we would train boxing. Basically, I would do that also with Jose. He started doing boxing with me as well, and we had another friend. His name was Greg, and he was like Golden Glove champ. He was a beast. He was like the strongest kid I ever seen. He was built like a grown man, and he was like 14 years old, and he pretty much trained us and taught us boxing. And we'd go into the gym and we'd work out with him. He would teach us drills, how to hit the bag, how to punch, basically everything from beginning to start learning how to jab, how to step forward and jab, step backward and jab, all the way to like full-fledged combos. And we get up to sparring and everything. We're probably doing boxing consistently for about like 4 months or something, 4 or 5 months, before we started getting interested in checking out the karate class, because Greg had been checking it out and he was saying that it was really fun and that it's something we can look into. So I was like, alright, you know what I mean? Alright, why not check this shit out? So talked to Jose. I got him into it, you know, like I persuaded him a little bit, told him to come check it out, kind of like pulled his hand a little bit. And the first time I went, Jose, he didn't really feel like going. The first time I went by myself. Greg was there, and did a little bit of kicks. That's about all I remember from the class, really. I remember that I could, since I had done taekwondo in the past, a teacher was a bit impressed by my kicks. I remember that because he didn't expect me to know anything, and I pretty much knew all the basic kicks and all that. So I do remember that, but that's about it. I remember from the first class, just doing a couple kicking drills. And I'm just going to leave it off there, and we are going to continue on the next episode. Peace out.